one of my sisters got a sales job months ago, last year sometime, working for Saks Fifth Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue, they have really nice stuff, really cool stores in very expensive areas. And so they were doing this thing where they're rolling out not freestanding stores, but they would rent a suite at a really nice hotel, and they would do this sort of joint venture with the really nice hotel, and as sort of a benefit. Hey, come to this hotel, and there's a Saks Avenue private shopping thing that you can do. So my sister and two other gals uh, uh, were. So there's the end of the story. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, but they have these private shoppers. They come into the hotel and they're like, yeah. So they'll set this whole suite up with stuff that's just for you. It's not any other stuff. You tell them, and they'll do fringe stuff, right? But the core is, oh, I'm interested in these things, and they'll load the whole suite up, and they have some storage area with all kinds of stuff, and they can order it in from all their stores, watches, jewelry, shoes, all the stuff, and customize it for your own shopping experience. And you go in there and blow, more money than God, and you walk out happy, and toting your bags and feeling significant. Or like you would do, Chuck. You'd show
Yeah.
up there and give your gal, if a $300,000 shopping experience,
Hmm.
and just, hey, love you, honey, have fun. I'm gonna go golfing. Meet you at the end of the day for pineapple martinis,
Right.
and you know,
And that
and
didn't
but
work.
anyway, so she was telling me, she was going, oh man, because she doesn't do social media either. And she said, oh, they make us do all the social media stuff. And so here's my little link, and I can't look at it because I don't do social media. So I can look at some stuff, if you don't have accounts, you can look at some
Right.
stuff. But then it says, you have to sign up or sign in or whatever. It's like, I'm not going to do that just to see
Hmm.
more stuff. So I couldn't see. And I thought, that this doesn't seem like a very personalized. Let's say if you want to have a personalized shopping experience, you're going to just do it on social, like general social media stuff. And I thought, that I, that doesn't seem, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work to me.
Right.
It doesn't, you must have a lot of traffic from the hotel. Otherwise, I don't see, because you can also order things. Like if she sent me a link and I saw some, diamond cufflinks that I wanted really bad, I could order those if through her. She'd get a commission and then send them to me. But I can't look at their stuff on email or social media. And I don't know how it works. Like if I subscribe, then do I get all these notifications? Like if I subscribe to this channel, do I get a notification
Hmm.
that if there's something new?
Hmm.
Okay. So so let's use this as a marker. And so the average person, how many things do they subscribe to, do you think?
Well, I don't know because I'm not average. I subscribe to this.
But I know you're
You
not.
know,
But if you're looking at
I'm
do
sure
you think a little or a
dozens,
lot?
all kinds of shit.
Dozens, right?
People.
So every time one of
Hmm.
these channels has an update, you get a notification. And so
Right.
what your brain does is they call it habituating, right? You just get used to all the noise, and you
Hmm.
you you just ignore it. You ignore it. It no longer the all these notifications of subscribing to 15 different things that notify you every day. And you cannot look at all that stuff and make any money, right? So you have
Right.
to start ignoring it. And so, but Saks Fifth Avenue said, oh, this is how you do it. And I'm thinking that is not how I would do it. I absolutely would not do that. I'd
Right.
want to be more personal. I'd want to keep up. I'd want to, if I were my sister, oh, my brother John likes gold cufflinks, or,
Hmm. Hmm.
hats with feathers or whatever, I like. And I'd put that in my little database, and I'd be working that, like, hey, you know what? I saw this. I thought of you. I just wanted to run it by. If you're in town, come by and check it out. If not, you can buy it. If it doesn't work, ship it back. It's on us. No big deal. Da da. Make it, like, be assertive with it. Like, you've got. And I thought, man, if she works this right, this could be super cool. And you have, because she's into that kind of. She loves
Right.
fashion and all the stuff, and to be able to sell Fifth Avenue stuff with all the stores, because it's not just Saks. They own a bunch of stuff.
Right.
All this
Right.
name brand stuff. and you could really have a cool little deal, like be an affiliate, right?
Hmm.
And they pay you a salary, and they give you potential customers at the hotel. I thought this is really cool, but I don't think the way that you're doing it, you better have a lot of traffic. Somebody must be sending you a lot of leads, because otherwise, the way I see you doing it, I just don't see how this is going to work. Unless you make so much money off each thing and
Right.
whatever. But though it's a competitive world, and so recently, like over Thanksgiving, she was visiting my mom in Texas, and then she went up to Minnesota, and today she's in Miami, and it's like, what the, and I text her saying, "Are you still working? You're still doing the Saks Fifth Avenue thing at the hotel?" She goes, "No, it was a big surprise. They closed it down the end of October," and I thought,
Mhm.
well, you're surprised, you
Right.
know.
Right.
Not that I'm some big, I understand everything that's going on, but you just look at it and go, having seen enough deals, right? And seen
Mhm.
enough people and enough deals and how to start things and how
Right.
whatever, and you go, I just don't see that.
Yeah,
There
you
must
just
be
know it's
something
not
I'm
going to
missing.
work.
It's
Well, it's
not,
like,
I don't see it working.
no, it's just like, when you talk to a merchant, especially when we used to do a lot of bank deals, and you get a merchant that would call you and they got the newest thing since sliced bread. And you're listening to this merchant and their whole plan and strategy, and you go, this is not going to work. You
Yeah,
just know. You just your gut experience tells you. Just like new agents when
yeah,
they come in, new agents always come in and act like they've got the best marketing idea that's out there, and it's like, no,
right.
dude, that it doesn't work like that. I hear like a good example is like Dale thinks he's going to put together some AI thing that's going to just blow up, and he's going to just get tons of leads and write tons of accounts, and that's what he keeps gravitating towards. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. It's just
Yeah,
not going to work.
that's not a relationship.
No.
The
Yeah.
the game is
Yeah.
how many thousand relationships can you create, and how
Right.
much business is that going to send you?